Hi there, it's Tamara, and today's practice is for the core, a request from a family member. Now, some of these practices I will be demonstrating, some I will not. For today's practice, I will demonstrate, mostly because a lot of the postures I'll be doing will be pretty non-traditional. So let's get started. So we're going to start the practice on the back. So come lying on your back with your knees bent and your feet planted. And just take a few moments to settle into the mat behind you. Start to draw the awareness in toward the breath. And then start to deepen the length of the inhale and the exhale a little bit, just so it's a little more deliberate and intentional than your regular breathing pattern. And maybe a little more steady. And now start to deepen a little bit more, and as you inhale, feel the chest rise and the breath move into the rib cage. And now as you exhale, the part just below the navel, that's the part of the belly we're going to focus on today. As you exhale, send the low part of the belly towards the spine. Inhale, let that go. Fill up into the rib cage, the chest. As you exhale, navel to spine. And that area just below the navel, send it towards the back body. Let's do another cycle like that, breathing in. And then just a gentle tone below the navel as you exhale. Now send that part of the belly towards the back even more as you lift your knees up. You can keep your hands on the floor. And then exhale, lower down. And you'll feel the low belly engage. As you inhale, reinforce that. So send the navel to the spine so that the low back stays down. And then as you exhale, keep sending the navel to the spine to keep the low back descending to the floor. Again, inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. Notice if any tension is creeping into the neck. Inhale to lift up. And exhale to low down. Inhale, right knee in, left leg long. As you exhale, navel to spine, switch. Inhale to stay here. Exhale, switch. Inhale, stay. Now as you switch, see if you can keep the low back on the floor. Inhale, stay here. And exhale, switch. And then hug both knees in. Draw your forehead towards the knees, your shoulders up, and start to add a little momentum, pressing the shins into the hands, curling like a ball, rock and roll until you come all the way up. Then cross your ankles and come to tabletop position with the hands beneath the shoulders and the knees beneath the hips. Then step your right foot back. Plug the ball of the foot into the floor so the quadricep, the front of the thigh, engages. And then direct your tailbone to your heel so you can feel your low back broaden when you do that. And you might even want to place a hand there so you can see. So as you let the belly drop and release to the floor, there's a bit of a back bend happening in the low back. So direct your tailbone to your heel and you'll feel the back bend come out of the back and the low back broaden. Keep all that. Lead with your inner thigh as you lift the leg to hip height. Now inner thigh leads so the toes stay pointed down. The leg is in neutral as opposed to rotating open. Take an inhale here. Exhale, drop the foot down. So we'll go back and forth like this. Keep the tailbone heavy. Inhale, lift. And you may not be able to lift very high. That's okay. Exhale, lower down. And again, if it helps to have the hand on the low back, inhale, lift, just to feel what the low back is doing. Exhale, lower down. It will arch a little bit, inhale, lift, but the work is trying to keep it broad. Exhale, low down by directing your tailbone to your heel. Inhale, lift, and exhale, knee to mat. Other side, left foot steps back. Leg is active. Find that activity in the front of the thigh by rooting the ball of the foot into the floor. Find the breadth in the low back by dropping your tailbone to your heel. Leading with your inner left thigh, inhale, lift. And exhale, low down. Again, not a big movement. Inhale, lead with your inner thigh, lift up. And exhale, lower down. As you descend the tailbone to the heel, the front body moves towards the back body, finding that engagement below the navel that we just found when we were on our back. I think about 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Last time, inhale, lift, release any tension in the base of the neck. Exhale, lower the knee to the mat. Okay. Now, step your right foot back again. Find the heaviness in the tailbone, the compactness in the front of the body. Push down with the ball of the right foot as your left foot steps back to join. Walk your feet forward a little bit so the shoulders are just ahead of the wrist creases. And now root down through the base of the index in particular, but the entire hand, especially the inner hand. As you send your thigh bones to the ceiling, direct your tailbone to your heels. And now simultaneously, without letting the hips drop, press your heels back, but also pull your chest forward, shift your gaze forward. Long in 2 directions as you inhale to stay here. Now exhale, down dog, bending your knees quite a bit. So come back to the palms, rooting down into the floor as a way to send your chest towards your thighs as you let your head hang freely. Bending the knees to find as much length from the palms to the sitting bones as we can, taking the hamstrings out of the equation so we can do that more easily. Now with the knees bent quite a bit, push off the balls of the feet as you inhale, come to plank. As you exhale, bend your knees, downward facing dog. So push off the balls of the feet, shoot your chest forward, but keep pressing your heels back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, chest forward, heels back, plank position. Exhale, and inhale, plank. Exhale, bent knees, downward facing dog. Last time, inhale, come to plank. And exhale, drop your knees, point your toes. Keep the heaviness in the tailbone as you pull your chest forward. So see how I'm not losing the shape? I'm not letting this sink hips. I'm straight from crown of the head to the knees on a diagonal. Keep this shape as you pin your elbows in and lower all the way down. So your pelvis will land, then your belly, then your rib cage. Hands next to your low ribs as you inhale the chest up. Keep the tops of the feet down and now lift the palms, keeping the chin heavy so the chest leads the back bend as opposed to the chin. Exhale, hands to the mat. Push through all 4s, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog, and then you can go ahead and start to straighten the knees to warm up the backs of the legs. Letting the head hang, take a couple of deep breaths here. And now, find that place just below the navel we've been talking about. As you inhale, come high on the toes, look up, engage the low part of the belly as you step to the front of the mat. It can happen in as many steps as you need. Hands to shins as you come up part way to a flat back. Exhale, round down. Inhale all the way to standing, reach up. Exhale, lower down. And we'll come through some sun salutes. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Exhale, down. Inhale, flat back, shoulders away from your ears. Bend your knees a lot. Place your hands next to your feet. Keep pulling the chest forward as you step your feet back. You're in plank. Extra breath in plank here. Either drop your knees as we did last round, or keeping your legs straight, lower all the way down as slowly as you can. Point your toes, inhale for the baby cobra back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. As you press down through the palms, especially the inner hand, press your hips back and up. But keep drawing the low part of the belly below the navel in towards the spine. Now, inhale high on the toes, look up. Exhale, feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, chest open. Exhale, round down. Inhale all the way to standing, reach up. And exhale, lower the arms down. Again, inhale, sweep open. Exhale, fold. Inhale, open. Exhale, bending your knees a lot. Step your feet to plank. Heels back, chest forward, but tone in the low belly, plank. Exhale, lower down to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra, pin your elbows in. And exhale, downward facing dog. If you can straighten your knees without the low back rounding, then do that here and actively press your thighs to the wall behind you towards the back of your mat so the legs can do some of the work, not just leaving it up to the upper body to press the hips back and up. Inhale high on the toes, low belly engaged, and feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, chest forward, weight forward. Exhale, keeping the weight forward, fold in. Inhale through the flat back, come to standing. Exhale, last round. Inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, step to plank. And lower down. Inhale for the back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, rock yourself to plank, tailbone heavy. Exhale, right knee as high on the outer right arm as you can get. Inhale, slide it down to the wrist crease. And then exhale, lift it back up. Inhale, slide down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, slide down. Exhale, lift up. And then knee to nose. Step all the way up with your hand, with your feet between your hands. Right foot between your two hands. Look under the pelvis as you spin the back heel down, lining up front heel to intersect with the back arch. Starting in Warrior Two, windmill the left arm forward to lift you up. And then inhale the right leg straight. Flip your palms to the ceiling, reach your fingertips to the ceiling. Start to direct your front sitting bone towards the back heel as you shift into the side bend as though you're going to come into triangle, and then inhale back up. Exhale, reach to the right, and inhale back up. And reach, and lift up. Last time, really using the feet rooting down into the mat. Push the mat away. Now, front sitting bone towards the back heel. Separate your arms, coming into triangle pose, gazing down at the right foot, or straight ahead, or up if it doesn't bother the neck. Exhale, root down through the feet, come all the way back up. And then exhale into Warrior Two. Direct your right sitting bone to your back heel if you feel it out the back. Take one more inhale to spread your arms wide. And then as you exhale, come onto the ball of your back foot. Pull your chest forward as you step to plank. Go to downward facing dog. Inhale high on the toes, look up. Left foot steps up. Look under your pelvis, spinning your right heel down, roughly front heel to back arch alignment. Keep the left knee bent deeply as you windmill your right arm forward and up to bring you around to Warrior Two. And then inhale to straighten the legs. Flip your palms to the ceiling, reach your fingertips to the ceiling. As though going into triangle, send your front sitting bone to your back heel. Reach your left side long and then come all the way up. Start to bend to the side. Press your feet apart to help with that lift back up. Last time like that, bend, bend, bend. Press your feet apart, come back up. And now into the pose. As you bend sideways, direct your front sitting bone to your back heel, and then spread your arms apart. Couple of breaths here. Keep pressing the feet apart as a way to help stabilize in the pose. Take an exhale to root down through the feet, and then inhale, come back up. One breath, warrior two. And then pivot onto the back foot, face your front. Keep your hips low as you step to plank. And downward facing dog. Head hanging freely. Inhale, shoot your chest forward, your heels back. Keep both of those as you pin your elbows in, lower all the way down. Point your toes for baby cobra. And then downward facing dog. Couple of deep breaths here. And then navel to spine, come high on the toes, look up. Exhale, both feet to the front of the mat. Take an inhale to pull your chest forward. Take an exhale to round over the legs. Inhale, shoot up to standing. And exhale, release your arms. Shift the weight into your left foot with your toes pointing straight ahead. Really press the thigh back, root down through the ball of the foot so the standing leg is nice and strong. And then navel to spine as you swing your knee up, catching the knee with your interlaced hands. Notice if your right hip is shifting out to the right, can you drop it so that your sitting bone is directed in and down towards your left heel. While you do that, keep finding the vigor of the standing leg so that you're pressing the thigh back, rooting down through the entire ball of the foot. Take an inhale here. We'll head to a version of warrior three, but keeping the front knee bent. As you exhale, release the leg, arms forward, right foot back. Inhale, swing up. Lead with your inner right thigh as the leg sweeps up. So it's just like the very first pose we did, setting for plank. Inhale, lift up. Where we led with the inner thigh, tailbone directed to the right heel. And then inhale, swing up. Bend your left knee, sweep your right leg back. Inhale, sweep up and hold. Recommit to the strength in the standing leg, the left leg. Keep dropping your right sitting bone in and down. Now, take your left hand to your hip. Go ahead and open your right knee any amount. You may be starting to feel this in the outer right hip of your left leg. And then inhale, lift up. Keep the knee lifted. Release your hand. And release your foot. Feel that. Okay. Shift your weight into your right foot. So you're feeling it here because that's the part of the hip that we're firming in to help stabilize the standing leg. So if you just hang out here, this is probably where a lot of us spend a lot of time when we're waiting around for things. Firm your outer hip in so you come more on top of the leg and then swing your left knee up. Notice when you swung your left knee up, did the right leg collapse? See if you can recommit to rooting down through the ball of the foot. Your outer hip is firming into the midline. Take an inhale to stay here. As you exhale, warrior three, sweep the left leg back, bend your right knee a lot. Inhale, sweep up. Lead with your inner left thigh as you sweep it back and up. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, sweep back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, sweep back. This time, inhale, sweep up to hold. Find the standing leg again. Notice if you're leaning back. Root down through the foot. Now drop the left sitting bone to the right heel as you continue to press the right leg straight. Right leg to hip as you open the left knee just a bit. Not so far that you feel the sitting bone come out the back. So keep dropping the sitting bone down and in towards the standing heel. One inhale to come back to center. Keep the knee lifted, release the hands. And exhale, foot down, shake it out. Standing at the front of the mat, release your arms. Notice any sensations in the body that may have arisen, maybe in your hips. As you come back to the breath, steadying the inhale and the exhale. Vinyasa, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold in and down. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, bend your knees, step to plank. Extra breath here. And then downward facing dog. Okay, moving towards a version of side plank. So we did all the work on plank. We're going to transfer that to side plank. So as you inhale, shoot your chest forward, send your heels back, you're in plank. Take your feet a little closer together. Now I'm going to start by rolling onto the outer border of my left foot so that I'm facing you for the first one. Direct your tailbone to your heels. Roll into the outer border of your left foot, immediately put your right foot down in front of you. So this is a great modification for plank. Inhale, reach the fingertips to the ceiling. As you exhale, start to lower the left hip down, and then inhale, push down through the left hand, rebound the left hip up. Exhale as you release, and then push. I think I got the breath backward. I think we want to inhale to lower the hip down, and then on the exhale, push the floor away. And then as you inhale, drop it down, and then exhale. Great. Staying here for a couple breaths, or if you want to go to the classical pose, stack your right foot on top of your left. Find the steadiness by directing the tailbone to the heels, reaching your right hand directly above your left. Take an inhale wherever you are. Exhale, come back to plank. Come back to down dog. Let's bend the knees. Let the head hang freely. Other side. Inhale, shoot yourself to plank. Find the heaviness in the tailbone, the activity in the legs as you bring your feet another inch or so closer. Roll into the outer border of your right foot, your right hand pressing down. Drop your left foot in front. As you inhale, lower the hip. Exhale, lift the hip. So this is again about the root rebound principle. As you inhale, drop down. As you exhale, root down through the right hand, reaching up through the left. As you inhale, drop the hip. As you root down, the right hip rebounds up. Last time, drop down. And inhale, straighten up. Staying here, keep resisting the right hip away from the floor. Or stack your feet. Drop your tailbone down. Draw your front ribs to your frontal hip bones so you don't find yourself in a back bend. One more inhale to stay. Exhale, separate your feet. Downward facing dog. And then drop your knees. Sit behind your heels. Come onto your back. Have your palms down just underneath your hips, so they're providing a little bit of support. Just like we did at the very beginning, the lower part of the belly below the navel, draw it in as you lift your knees up. Now go ahead and inhale the soles of the feet to the ceiling. Legs don't need to be straight. Take an inhale to stay here. Use the hands underneath the hips for support. As you exhale, lower your legs partway. Stay as you inhale. Exhale, lower the legs. Stay as you inhale. It gets harder here with gravity. Exhale, lower the legs. Stay hovering just above the floor. Navel to spine. Big lift up. You can keep the hands where they are. If you want to challenge yourself more, you can turn your palms up so you don't have the support of the hands. Inhale to stay. Exhale, lower down. Notice if any tension is creeping in. Inhale, stay. Exhale on the lower. Keep your shoulders open. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale to stay. Big exhale, navel to spine. One last time. If you want to go a little more challenge, challenge yourself a little further, you can reach your arms back behind you with your palms up. Inhale to stay. Exhale, navel to spine, keeping the low back down. Inhale, stay. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, stay. Exhale, lower to hover. Inhale, big exhale, lift up, hug both knees in. And then maybe move the head side to side, releasing any tension in the neck. The back side to side. And then lower your feet down to the floor. Hug your right knee in. Press the sole of the foot to the ceiling. Press the back of the thigh into the palms into the thigh. And then exhale, let that go. Staying here for a few breaths. If you like, you can lower the left leg down. If that feels too intense on the back of the thigh, just keep your left foot on the floor. And then cross the ankle over the left knee. Reach behind, grab the left thigh. Gently press the right thigh away with your elbow. One more inhale here. And exhale, left foot down, uncross the right. Hug the left knee in, sole of the foot to the ceiling. Press the thigh into the hands into the thigh, create resistance. And then exhale, let that go. Staying here, straightening the right leg, wherever is appropriate for you in your practice. Let the shoulders drop back. Check in with the base of the neck. Starting to let the breath come back to its own normal pattern, rhythm. Cross the left ankle beyond the right knee. Hug the right knee in towards the shoulder. Gently press the left thigh away with the elbow if you're making contact. Keep letting the shoulders drop back, the shoulder blades lay back into the floor. One more breath. And exhale, both feet down. Press the feet into the floor, curl the tailbone up, lift the belly up. And exhale, lower down. Feet down, hips up, slowly curling up. And exhale, come on down. Cross the right knee over the left. Shift the hips to the right as you drop the knees to the left. If this is too intense on the low back, you can uncross and stack your legs. If this is too intense because the legs are hovering in the air, not reaching the floor, you can grab a pillow or something soft to put underneath your left thigh so it has something to rest into. Breathe into the belly, the places that we focused on toning, let that go. And navel to spine to come back up. Shift your hips back to center. Left knee crosses over. Shift your hips to the left. And drop your legs to the right, keeping the knees crossed or stacking the legs and the thighs. Breathing into the belly. Release tension in the neck, the tops of the shoulders. And then navel to spine to lift back up. Uncross, shift the hips back to center. And then after a couple breaths, go ahead and straighten your legs out. Take them about as wide as the mat. Let them roll open naturally. Allow your palms to turn up if that feels comfortable. Take your arms a little wider than the mat so there's a sense of taking up some space. And allow yourself to rest here for a few minutes in Shavasana. If you want to stay longer, feel free. Take your own Shavasana in your own time. Thanks for watching.